Hello, 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 and welcome to 20 Years with a Narcissist. I'm your host, Shakira, and I'd like to start with words of affirmations. You are whole, you are complete, you are enough. You are strong, you are brave, you are resilient. You are guided, you are protected, and you are safe. And this here is a safe space. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. If this is your first time listening, welcome. This podcast was created to bring awareness to toxic and narcissistic relationships, help you navigate them, and ultimately help you heal. In last week's episode, we talked about hoovering. Those unexpected texts, emails, and messages narcissists often use to see if they still have access to you. But today, we're talking about something even deeper. Maybe you've left only to go back. Maybe you've packed your bags, blocked their number, told yourself this is the last time. Yet somehow you find yourself answering the phone, meeting them for coffee, or giving them one more chance. If you've ever asked yourself, what's wrong with me? Because I know I have. I want you to hear me clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. What you're experiencing may be something called a trauma bond. And today, we're going to break it down together. So, as you know, I've broken my episodes into segments. So, for segment number one, why do smart and strong people stay? One of the biggest misconceptions about narcissistic abuse is that only weak people stay. And I hear it all the time. You weak sauce. That couldn't be further from the truth. I've met nurses, which I am, teachers, pastors, lawyers, business owners, military veterans, and they should be like the strongest of the strong, right? Strong, intelligent people who stayed in relationships that slowly destroyed them, deteriorated them from the inside out. Why? Because narcissistic abuse doesn't happen overnight. It happens little by little, like a frog sitting in the water that slowly heats up. If somebody treated you horribly on the very first date, you probably leave, right? You probably be like, oh yeah, no, they got me messed up. But instead, they love bomb you. They make you feel chosen, special, seen, and even safe. They mirror your dreams. You wanna be a doctor? Me too. I'm about to start school next week. They tell you that they've never met anybody like you. They build trust before they begin taking it away. By the time the abuse begins, you're already emotionally invested. So let's reflect on that. I want you to think back to the beginning of your relationship. What made you fall in love? What promises were made? What dreams did you build together? Write those down later in your journal and answer them for yourselves. Those memories matter, not because they define reality, but because they help explain why it became so hard to let go. Segment number two. What is a trauma bond? A trauma bond is an unhealthy emotional attachment that develops through repeated cycles of affection, hurt, apology, and hope. Imagine somebody giving you just enough love to keep you waiting for the next good moment. One day they're affectionate, the next day they're cold as ice. One week they tell you you're their soulmate. The next week they blame you for everything that's wrong. Your brain begins chasing the good days. You start believing, if I could just say the right thing, if I could just love them enough, love them a little bit harder, if I can just be more patient, the relationship becomes unpredictable. And unpredictable rewards are incredibly powerful. It's one of the reasons trauma bonds can feel so difficult to break. So let's reflect on that. Have you ever found yourself waiting for the person they used to be? Or were you waiting for the person you hoped they would become? Either way, you'll probably be left waiting. Personal story. For years, I believed every apology, every promise, every tear, I'm going to change. I wasn't staying because I enjoyed being hurt. Nobody does. I stayed because I believed the loving version of him would come back permanently. Looking back, I realized I wasn't addicted to the pain. I was attached to the hope. Hope can be beautiful, but when hope keeps you trapped in a cycle of abuse, it's time to ask yourself whether it's serving you or keeping you stuck. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be stuck nowhere. Segment number 3, the cycle of abuse. Let's talk about the cycle many survivors experience. First comes the love and connection. Then comes the tension. Could cut it with a knife. You start feeling like you're walking on eggshells. Next comes the explosion. They just snapping out. Maybe it's yelling. Maybe it's criticism. Maybe it's gaslighting. The silent treatment, I don't know about y'all, but that one got me the most. I hated the silent treatment. The threats, then comes the reconciliation. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I need you, baby. I can't live without you. They wish they just start, making you feel like you're everything to them. Finally, things seem calm. You're not being love bombed, but you're not being attacked either. Until the cycle starts all over again. The peaceful moments become shorter and shorter. The painful moments become longer. So let's reflect on that. How many times have you been through this cycle? Because for me, more than I can count. I absolutely lost count. If you wrote each time down on paper, what pattern would you see? Take a look at that, because we got to take heed to the patterns and not the words. Segment number 4, why leaving feels so hard. Leaving isn't just about walking out the door. It's grieving the future you imagine. It's letting go of dreams. It's questioning your own judgment. Like, what was wrong with me? It's wondering if you'll ever trust again. Because I hear a lot of people say, I ain't never going to be in a relationship again. And sometimes it's leaving somebody you still love. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. You are not a robot. And we were made out of love, with love. So it makes sense that that's what we exude. So let's reflect on that. What are you grieving? The person or the future you hope you would have together? That's the questions you got to ask yourself. Segment number 5, breaking the trauma bond. Healing begins with honesty, not judging yourself, not shaming yourself, but telling yourself the truth. Truth, it sounds like this. I can love someone and still recognize that they are not healthy for me. I can miss someone without going back to them. I can forgive someone without giving them access to my life. I forgive you. I wholeheartedly forgive you, but I cannot deal with you. I deserve consistency, not confusion. Those truths may feel uncomfortable at first, but they become stronger each time you choose them. So here's a journal exercise. This week, write 2 lists. List 1, excuse me. What kept me in this relationship? And be honest. Was it love? Was it fear? Was it the children? Was it finances and AKA stability? Or was it hope or loneliness? I've experienced them all. Whatever it was. List number 2. What is staying costing me? Is it costing me my peace, my confidence, my sleep, other relationships with people who actually care about me, my joy, my health? Sometimes seeing the cost on paper helps us understand what our heart has been trying to tell us every time we get that twinge in our chest, that feeling in our gut. Don't ignore that. Listen to your heart. Your weekly challenge this week, whenever you catch yourself romanticizing a relationship, gently ask yourself, am I remembering the relationship, or am I remembering the rare good moments while minimizing the painful ones? Because we tend to do that. Let yourself answer honestly, not to shame yourself. Don't beat yourself up after you realize that's exactly what you've been doing, but to help yourself heal. Because we got to see things for what they actually are before we can start the healing. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. A trauma bond can make you question your strength, but surviving it proves how strong you already are. Healing isn't about pretending it never happened. Oh, no, no, no. Healing is learning that you deserve a love that doesn't require you to abandon yourself. If today's episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're looking for a place where your story will be met with understanding instead of judgment, come join us in the Truths Unveiled community. Together, we're building a space where healing, truth, and hope can grow. Until next time, remember, truth is where healing begins. Keep choosing truth. Keep choosing healing, and never forget you are worthy of a love that brings peace, not confusion. And also remember, you are guided, you are protected, and you are safe. See you in the next episode.